Hello everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to Pilates. My name is Leah. I'm so excited that you're here today. You are both new faces for me, which is really exciting. If you've never done a Pilates class before, this is the perfect class for you to begin. I come through Pilates as actually a yoga instructor first, and then I got into Pilates about 2 years ago. So if you're familiar with yoga, you'll think to yourself, oh man, this is very similar to yoga. Well, it is. I call it Pilates, which is a crazy term that I made up. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to work through our body, and we're going to use breath as our motor behind our movement. So we're going to get started with a warm-up, and we're just going to start to integrate that idea because we want the breath to control all the movement that we do. Hey guys, go ahead and come in. If you need a mat, there's mats right back there in that closet. Thank you, of course. All right, let's get going. And we're going to start with a wide stance on our mat. Toes are facing the outside corners. We're going to bring our hands to the base of our ribs, a little bit higher than our hips. And we're just going to start with an inhale and an exhale. We're going to inhale through our nose. 2, 3, 4, and then we exhale. 3, 4. We inhale. 3, 4, and exhale. Beautiful. What we're doing is we want our ribs to expand and collapse, and we want our shoulders to remain still. So that's the challenge for you. Let's try it again 2 more times. So we inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Those ribs coming in. Beautiful. One last time, we inhale. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. On that exhale, drop the chin down to the chest. You can drop the hands. Still remaining nice and tall, just lengthening the back of the neck. So that breath that we just started with is the same breath we want to carry throughout class. So I'll give a lot of cues for inhales and exhales, and I want you to really think about the ribs and the diaphragm doing the work rather than the shoulders. So if you ever need to place your hands on those ribs to remind yourself, feel free to do so. On that next exhale, go ahead and rock your head over to one side. Keeping both shoulders down. Go ahead and inhale. And on that exhale, switching sides through the front, ear to that opposite shoulder. Both shoulders nice and down. Take an inhale. And on that exhale, one more time to that first side. If you want a little bit deeper of a stretch, you can place your hand on top of your head. You don't even have to pull. Just the extra weight of that hand is going to deepen that stretch. Inhale. And exhale, drop the hand, rolling to that left side one last time. Again, if you want that hand on top of the head. And inhale, back to the center. Inhale, lift the face, and go ahead and close the eyes. We're going to take these first few minutes, and we're going to make an intention for the class. And all this is you deciding for yourself. You can close your eyes, not look at me. It's why you came to the class, what you hope to get out from it. If you can't think of anything, I can give you some. Maybe you want to feel strong, or flexible, or confident. Maybe you want to get out of the rainstorm. That's a great reason to come. Maybe you just want to try it out. That's awesome. But think of that intention. Few more seconds. Really mellow on it. Beautiful. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to get started with warming up the muscles. We want them to feel the heat. That way they're nice and relaxed when we get into the stretch. So we're going to start with an inhale. Slight bend of the knees, lifting the arms up to the sky. Then we're going to exhale through that mouth. Beautiful. Then we inhale again. Slight bend of the knees, bringing the arms up. Then we exhale the arms down. Beautiful. We're going to go into a sweet squat. So we're going to inhale the arms up, and we're going to exhale, coming to a deep squat. We inhale, widen the legs a little bit, exhale down. Inhale up, And exhale down. Widen the legs even more if you need. We want those knees to not be over the toes. And exhale down. Warming up the legs. You'll feel it in the back of the glutes and the tops of those quads. Exhale really deep. 2 more. Beautiful. Last one. We're gonna hold here at the bottom. When we think of strength, we often think of movement, but we can also find strength in stillness. And we're gonna use that throughout the class. So we're gonna find a position and we're gonna hold it. And through that holding is where our body's gonna gain some strength. We're holding here for 4 more seconds. We have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands down to the mat. Straighten the legs. Rocking side to side, hip to hip. Beautiful job. Remembering that breath. If you need to walk the hands more forward, you're welcome to do so. Everyone, go ahead and walk your hands over to the right side, right foot. Letting that head remain long. And go ahead and take an inhale. On that exhale, we're going to walk over to the left side. It's a little toasty in here, but we'll use that to our benefit. Our muscles will be so flexible today. All right, inhale back to the center. And everyone's going to walk their hands forward about 6 inches, and we want our hands to be directly in front of our eyes. When you're ready, we're going to place the left hand on the inside, right in front of those eyes. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale the right arm up. We're doing a slight spinal twist to the right side. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale that right arm down. Switching sides, right arm to the center of that gaze. Inhale the left hand out. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. One more time, both directions, left hand to the center. Inhale that right hand up. Exhale that right hand down. Last time, left side. Beautiful, left hand down. Walking the hands in ever so slightly. Our feet are planted, our toes are facing that corner of those mats. We're gonna bend and straighten the legs here to stretch out the hips. So we're gonna bend and straighten. We bend and straighten. This is a modified frog pose if you've ever done a frog pose. And straighten. Last one, we bend and straighten. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring the hands to the hips. So we're going to inhale, rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. We're going to exhale, roll the shoulders back. If you need to widen those feet again, I love a good wide stance. Take up as much room as you want. We're going to do 1 more set of those sweet squats, okay? So when you're ready, we're going to inhale the arms up. And we exhale down. We inhale up. And exhale down. Bum nice and low. Inhale up. And exhale down. Last one, we're going to hold at the bottom. Last time, you've got this. Holding right here. If you want a challenge, we're going to lift this right heel off the mat. 2, 1. If you lifted that right heel, go ahead and try it on the left. We're lifting for 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping that heel. If you want to go for it, we're bringing both heels up for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Heels are down. Hands to the knees. Slightly come up. We're rocking side to side. Beautiful job, you guys. Go ahead and straighten the legs, rolling up 1 vertebrae at a time. You can walk the feet in. We're going to roll out our ankles. Both directions. And switching sides. Roll up those wrists. Do you feel nice and warm? Good. Good, good, good. The reason we get warm at the top of class is when our muscles are most likely to pull or strain they're not warm. And we want to avoid injury at all costs. So the way to do that is by getting those muscles nice and warm. So you can grab a drink. We're going to find ourselves down on our mat. We're going to be laying on our back with our feet flat, knees to the ceiling. If you've ever taken a Pilates class, you know often we use the core as the center of our movement. And the core truly is the center of our body. So we're going to start today by really strengthening and engaging that core. The first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we are protecting every vertebrae of our spine. And how we do that is we want to place our entire spine on the mat. So we naturally have a curve in our spine. I naturally have a curve. I can fit my hand underneath my spine. The way I'm going to counteract that is I'm going to slowly lift my hips and I'm going to roll my vertebrae down one at a time to where my back is completely flat. A little trick also is you can think about squeezing your belly button into the spine. You can test yourself, see if your hands can go underneath you. If they can, go ahead and reposition that spine, getting it down on the mat as flat as you can. Right here, you're already working that lower core muscles. So this is not a relaxation pose. We're already working just by laying here. Find your breath here. We inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. We're going to start with the Pilates Hundreds. So what we do is we're going to lift our feet off the mat if you want to challenge. If not, you can keep the feet down on the mat. If you want that challenge, our toes are pointed, our feet are together, our knees are together. But everybody's hands are down by their hips. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale. We're going to lift the shoulders off the mat. And we're going to hold right here. Our arms are extended. Our chin is tucked. I want you to think about lifting the shoulders rather than the head. Beautiful. Finding your breath here again. In that stillness, we find our strength. Waking up the core. If you're shaking, that means you're doing it correctly. 4 more seconds. 2 and 1. Coming back down. If your feet are lifted, go ahead and keep them up. We're going to do this 2 more times. Catch the breath, and when you're ready on that next inhale, go ahead and lift the shoulders again. Think about the hands reaching toward that opposite wall. If you need to add a little bit of movement, you can pulse the hands. Finding the breath here, we inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. 4 more seconds. 2 and 1. Dropping the chest. If the legs are lifted, try to keep them up. Active recovery. We have 1 more set. When you're ready, we inhale, lifting the shoulders last time. We can do anything for 30 seconds. Find the breath. Last 4 seconds. We got this. 2 and 1. Dropping down. Go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Massage that lower spine. Great job, you guys. We're going to hug one knee into the chest, and we're going to extend the opposite leg. You can extend any leg. We're going to do this on both sides. And we're going to start by flexing our feet. And we're going to try to hug that knee in a little bit tighter into the chest. You should be feeling a stretch right here at the crease of the hip. This is a really good pose for digestion or anxiety. And now when you're ready, we're going to point both of our feet. And that extended leg, we're going to lift it about 2 to 3 inches off the mat. So it's right here and it's hovering. Beautiful. We're going to do some slow leg lifts. So we're going to inhale and lift the leg up till our toe is facing the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale and lower the leg down. This is slow, slow, slow and controlled. When it gets to the bottom, we want the leg to still be hovering. So the foot never touches. Go ahead and inhale that leg up. 3, 4, and exhale, down. 3, 4. We inhale. 3, 4, and down. Exhale. We have 4 more on this side. We inhale, up. 3, 4, and exhale. 3, last 2. We've got this. Inhale, keep that toe pointed. 3, 4, and exhale, down. 2, 3, last one. Here we go. We inhale, up. 3, 4, and exhale, down. 2, 3. We're gonna hold right here with the leg hovering. 8 seconds. Feeling the top of that quad and the base of our core. 2, and 1. Bringing both knees into the chest, flexing the feet, rocking side to side. Great job. What we do on one side, we do on our other side. So we're going to start by extending that leg. You can drop the heel down to the mat. We're going to flex our feet. We're going to start by hugging that knee into the chest nice and tight. You may feel that stretch again in the crease of the hip. Finding your breath, remembering that intention. Even if you're regretting your intention, go ahead and remember it. And when you're ready, we're going to point both toes and we're going to hover that extended leg 2 to 3 inches off the mat. And when you're ready, we're going to start to inhale the leg up. 2, 3, 4, and exhale, down. 2, beautiful. Inhale, up. 3, 4, and exhale, down. 3, 4, inhale, up. 3, 4, and exhale. We're halfway there, friends. Here we go. We inhale the leg up. 2, 3, 4, and exhale, down. 3, 4, inhale, up. 3, 4, and exhale, down. Last 2, we've got this. We inhale, up. 3, 4, and exhale, down. 3, 4, last 1. Make it your most controlled. 3, 4, and exhale, down. 2, 3. We're holding the leg hovering off the mat. Finding that strength, that last little bit of burn. Last 3, 2, and 1. Bringing both knees into the chest, flexing the feet, rocking side to side. Beautiful job. If you want a little bit deeper of a stretch to release those quads, you can open up the happy baby. So what we do is we bring the soles of our feet to the ceiling, and we can grab either the inside of our soles of our feet or our big toe. We're just going to open the legs. This isn't the most flattering pose, but it sure is comfortable. Beautiful. And when you're ready, we're going to bring our feet down to the mat. We're going to move into our roll-up. So we're actually going to extend the feet all the way out. And we want to check that lower spine again. So it's a little bit more difficult to get the base of the spine down on the mat when the feet are straight. But we're going to try our darndest. So go ahead and try to circle that spine down to the mat, really hugging in that belly button. It may not feel quite as secure, but that's okay. Try your best. And we're going to start with some roll-ups. So these are nice and slow and controlled. So we're going to bring our hands up above our head. And what we're going to do, our hands are going to lead the way. So we're going to inhale, and our arms are going to start to come up. When they get to the ceiling or within our eye level, our shoulders are going to start to follow. We're still inhaling. Our spine remains curled. And we come all the way into a forward fold. If you need help getting up to that position, what you can do is have one hand lead the way, and the other hand is there for support. If you are having a hand down, go ahead and switch both times. That way you're getting equal work, but I promise you're still going to feel it either way. So we're all here at our forward fold. And what we do to get back down is we inverse it. So we come up to a straight spine, and we curl the spine down. Getting down is sometimes just as hard as getting up. Our hands are last when they get to the ceiling. They float down to the floor. We're gonna do 4 of these on your own time. So use your own breath as your motor. You can come at the same time as me, or whatever feels most comfortable for you. The slower the better, so you're not in a race. This is work, but it's also really good for the spine. If you think about it like a massage, maybe it won't quite hurt as bad. Try to use as little momentum as you can. And don't forget that breath. Again, doing whatever best for your body. So if you need that hand planted on the ground, go ahead and do that. I'm not watching you. If you're at home doing this, I'm sure no one's watching you either. When you're done with your 4th one, we're actually going to end in a forward fold. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and meet me there in the forward fold, and we're going to flex our feet. And we're going to grab either the soles of our feet, the tops of our shins, or the tops of our thighs. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to bring our chest further down. So if you've got your shins, bringing that chest down. If you've got your thighs, bringing that chest down. Holding right here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up. Grabbing a drink if you need. We're going to move on to our hands and our knees. It is very toasty in here. I don't know if any of y'all are really hot. And friends, I didn't get to introduce myself. I'm Leah. So nice to have you guys. Thanks for coming. Is everyone feeling okay? Great, 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 great. If at any point you feel super uncomfortable, feel free to just lay down. I promise this heat, you're still gonna sweat some calories out. Okay, friends, so we're all gonna come to our hands and knees. If you have any knee trouble, one thing you can do with your mat is you can double it. You can even quadruple it. And it's gonna give you a little bit more padding. So if you need to do that, you're more than welcome to do that. But we're all gonna find our hands and knees. And we're gonna start by finding this neutral position. So we have this mirror in front of us and we're gonna use it. So we wanna make sure our hips and knees are right in line, perpendicular to the floor. We want our feet to be as flat as they can be. And then we want our wrists, elbows, and shoulders to be straight down. So I'm looking at myself and I was a little bit at an angle. So I'm gonna correct that. And then we wanna be looking down at our mat. That way our neck is nice and relaxed and in line. If we look up or if we look down, the neck can often feel strained. So go ahead and find a spot on that mat that you're gonna look at during this practice. And we're gonna start by warming up the spine. We're gonna start with cat and cow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna inhale. We're gonna bring the crown of our head and the top of the tailbone to the sky. And we're gonna exhale and inverse, tucking that tailbone, tucking the chin in. Beautiful. Exhale back to cat. And inhale to cow. One more time, both directions. Inhale to cat. And exhale to cow. Beautiful. We're going to come back to that neutral spine. Let me make sure I'm doing good. Yep, that's good. Coming back to that neutral spine. And we're going to start by finding some strength in our glutes and our hamstring. So if you need to adjust a little, that's fine. But we're going to lift one leg up to be parallel to the ground. You have the option. You can either point or flex that foot, but do one or the other. That way the entire leg is engaged. And find that position, and we're gonna hold right here. We talked about in stillness we can find our strength. And think about that. Use your breath as that strength. If you want, you can bring the leg up a few inches. We're still holding right here. If If you want one more challenge, lifting that leg even higher. Looking down at that spot. Finding the focus. We have 8 more seconds. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're bringing that knee down. We're going to open our knees and we're going to sit back in child's pose. Find your breath here. Beautiful, beautiful. What we do on one side, we got to do on the other. So go ahead and meet me back on your hands and knees in that nice neutral spine. And when you're ready, if you need to shift your weight, that's totally fine. We're going to lift one leg, the opposite leg. We're going to point or flex that foot, your choice. We're going to start with the leg parallel to the ground. And you can keep the leg parallel to the ground. I promise you'll definitely still feel it. And we're going to find that strength in our stillness again. Don't forget to breathe. If you want a challenge, you can lift the leg up a few inches. One more challenge if you want, a few more inches. Keeping that toe flexed or pointed. We have 8 more counts. We're almost there. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. We're down. Beautiful work. Open the knees. Sit back in child's pose. I always view child's pose as a reward for my work. So treat it like that. Really, really let yourself melt into the mat. And beautiful, meet me back on our hands and knees. We're going to do a few stretches here. So when you're ready, we're going to bring one foot forward. You may have to do a little finagling to get the foot up there. And we want to check out our alignment. So we want our ankle to be in front of that knee. So it's a common mistake to do this number. This is actually not going to give you a stretch and hurt the knee and ankle. So we're going to really shove that ankle forward, and then we're going to lean into it. You can bring one hand to the inside. You can bring both hands on either side, or you can bring both hands to the center. And we want to put as much weight on the front foot as we can. Beautiful. And if it turns out that you have more flexibility and that knee starts to go over the ankle, all you do is shift it forward. You should feel a nice stretch here through the back, the top of the hip, and the IT band. We're holding here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to shift our weight back. We're going to shimmy this front foot forward, and we're going to flex the foot. Now I want you to think about bringing the tailbone to the sky and straightening the back. So if you're here, we're going to try to straighten that spine. You'll really feel a pull through the back of that hamstring. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time, we're going to shift our weight to the front foot. We're going to open our toes slightly, so our toes are facing the back, and we're going to really lean into it. So bring both hands to the inside. You can even walk that foot further out, and you'll feel a greater lean. Yeah, that's beautiful. Great. We're holding here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Release. Meet me back in child's pose. And beautiful. Coming back to the hands and knees, we're going to stretch out the opposite side. So first bringing that opposite leg to the front and getting into a low lunge. Checking out that alignment between the ankle and knee again. You should be able to really clearly see that ankle. Again, placing the hands on either side. One side, one hand on the knee, both hands in the center. Totally up to you. Beautiful, guys. Women carry 80% of their stress in their hips for most cases. So if you've been really stressed recently, quickly. You may feel some tightness in the hips. That's totally normal. Poses like this are really great for trying to relieve a little bit of that. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to inhale, shifting the weight back. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy that front foot forward, flexing the foot. Again, we're going to try to straighten the spine. Think of almost that cat and cow. So we tuck the chin, then we're going to lift the chin and the tailbone. Really flexing that foot. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time leaning forward. This time, open that toe, walk, 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 walk that foot forward, and really get a good lead. This is one of my most favorite stretches. It's a variation of a pose called lizard. I love it because not only does the back leg get a good stretch, but this front leg does too. 4 more counts. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Meet me back in child's pose. Beautiful. Find your breath here. Remember that intention. You've done awesome work today. And when you're ready, go ahead and come to a seated position. You can face the top of your mat. Seated, you can be crisscross applesauce. Your legs can be open. And go ahead and close those eyes. Bring your attention back to that breath, just like we started class. One thing I absolutely love about Pilates and yoga is that we not only focus on the physical being, but we get an opportunity to work on our inner self. That, of course, starts with the breath, but it can go as deep as you want it to. You can think back to that intention, why you came to class. Did you get what you wanted to get from class? Did you not get what you wanted from class? What I've learned recently is just because we don't get what we expected to get doesn't mean we didn't get anything. So maybe think about what you did gain from the class. Letting that breath relax yourself, and when you're ready on that exhale, go ahead and drop the chin down to the chest. On that next exhale, rocking that ear over to one side, ear to shoulder. Inhale, and on that exhale, switching sides. Inhale one more time through the center. And exhale, and then next inhale, go ahead and lift the face and open the eyes. I love to end every class with a namaste. Namaste just translates to the inner light in me, sees, recognizes, and loves the inner light in all of you. And I can't appreciate you guys enough for coming on this stormy day. I love teaching with an audience instead of just a computer screen. So I do appreciate it very much. So if you want to join when we bring our hands together, our fingers come to our forehead, down to our chin, and we say namaste. Namaste, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Bye, all of you watching at home. Please be safe during